All right, school levy fights are getting ugly. Have a consultant being hired by Lakota, and this is the missive, the manifesto, if you will, that was sent out by David Little, whose background is he's a political consultant, worked on numerous campaigns, considers himself a strategist of communications, DPL Political Consulting Services, and January 93 to present, 17 years. Public policy, political consultant, independent public affairs, worked on 5 U.S. congressional campaigns, also worked on the Reform Ohio Now campaign. I want to say I ran across this guy once, and I had to give a deposition regarding a political case. And after the deposition, I remember him, if this is the same guy, he came up to me, he says, "Hey, man, hang on for a second." I said, "Yeah." He says, "Hey, no hard feelings." I said, "Hey, no problem, no problem. Business is business and politics is politics." Anyway, it looks like Lakota has hired this guy, and here's the missive he sent out. "Dear friends of public education, every year opponents of adequate funding for public education become more vocal and hostile to the historic mission of public education in America. Each election season, our schools are reduced to pleading for support from constituencies that are being told that we should abandon our traditional system of public education and institute more private and unregulated for-profit charter schools without elected boards or genuine accountability to citizenry." It goes on paragraph after paragraph. This year, these perennial battles feature a wealthy businessman in the Lakota School District of Butler County who is intent on bullwhipping our educational system by withholding all financial support and making hostages of students and staff in these institutions. Here's where it gets good. Pretending he is Buffalo Bill while flailing with dueling inflamed leather whips, Lakota Levy opponent leader Rich Hoffman, a wealthy businessman and anti-government activist, is leading the attack on a school system which is the envy of many across the region, widely known for opportunity and excellence. Using hostile talk radio and YouTube videos as vehicles, Hoffman and other Levy opponents are intent on bullwhipping the administration, teachers, and the thousands of students and family members that depend of the local Lakota public schools. While pretending that he inhabits a Wild West show steeped in pioneer values and individualism, Hoffman presents Confederate battle flags in his videos and ignores the fact that public education was among the first accomplishments of all frontier settlements in the United States and remains the steadfast goal and anchor of all quality communities. Please refer the links below for additional information and details on how you can assist in the fight against opponents of quality education in our region. Battles such as this impact the success of public education in all of our communities, and disinformation of this variety must be opposed with energy equal to the task. Thank you, David P. Little. Political Affairs, Political Consultant, Woolper Avenue, Cincinnati, 45220. All right. Well, here's my problem with public education, and here's why I'm outspoken on this, is that it has been proven, and David fails to mention it here, it has been ruled unconstitutional the way the state of Ohio funds public education numerous times. The people we sent to Broaden High in Columbus, they always pledged to reform public education. We're going to fund this differently, and nothing is ever done, including the current governor and including the current state house and including the governor before Strickland and including the governor before Taft, and you can go all the way back. They refused to do anything for one simple reason: public education is big money. Not only that, the strength of the teachers union, because the teachers union knows it's big money. And so do the teachers at Forest Hills that make $110,000 a year for teaching first grade. You're stupid. Hello, Nick.
Hello, Darryl. If you don't vote for a school levy, you're a fool. You are a fool. You
So
don't
that's
care.
your rule.
I'll give you 3 reasons.
All right.
If you don't vote for a school levy, you don't care about the kids. You don't care about your
Okay,
property value.
whoa. So if you don't vote for a school levy, you don't care about kids. So why is it the first thing they cut is school busing?
The first thing.
Why is it the first thing a district cuts is sports programs and music programs?
They are forced to make hard decisions, and when the school levy goes down,
how about making a hard decision about not overspending the checkbook?
They are forced to make cuts. If you don't vote for a school levy, you'll see your property values go down. We see
like our property values haven't gone down, Nick. Our property values haven't gone down in the last couple of years because of the economy.
Exactly? Do you want to see
that had nothing to do with the levies?
Do you want to see them fall even further?
They're not going to fall.
Thirdly, Darryl.
Yes, Nick.
If you don't vote for a school levy, you're not going to get quality jobs in your area.
Such as
there are businesses that will not move to your area. We see that within the city of Cincinnati because of the quality of education. So if you don't vote for a school levy, you can see my point.
Nick, just this morning, I read an article about how Western Southern wants to is building another big tower downtown that would house 2,000 people.
Exactly, and we
employees.
See when an area has a quality school system, we will see investment.
Well, believe me, that's not
business.
Because of Cincinnati Public Schools.
Darryl, and then another thing
that's
really
child abuse
me.
there.
This really irks me, Darryl. I heard you. You don't have a problem with.
I think you're on point
some
4.
CEO making millions of dollars. Yet you have.
No, I do. No, Nick, I do. I have a problem with CEOs that fleece companies and walk away with big parachutes. I have a problem with CEOs that make 50 and 60 and 70 times as much as other of the rank and file employees.
I do. You have a problem when a.
See, here's the problem. Here's the problem I have with CEOs, Nick, and I know you're not really a deep thinker, but here's the problem: the vast majority of CEOs have no skin in the game anymore. If a CEO has skin in the game, for instance, let's use the former CEO of General Motors. That guy had little stock in General Motors, and he walked away with, I think, $20 million when he got fired. Was it Wagner? Rick Wagner, was it? All right.
Yeah.
And this guy had no skin in the game. I think a CEO, if they're going to make a lot of money, they should have skin in the game so they do the right thing for the company, as opposed to just worrying about how much money they can get.
How come a first-grade teacher cannot make as much as a CEO in this country today? Explain that one to me.
Well, you know what, Nick? In some cases, like the first-grade teachers at Forest Hill School, where she makes $110,000 a year, in those cases, she is making as much as some CEOs at small companies.
And she works hard for that money, Darryl.
No, she works. No, Nick, she doesn't work hard for the money. She works 9 months a year.
And she works hard for the
6
money.
hours a day.
It just irks me. It irks me that you would even bring that up.
2 weeks off at Christmas.
That you would even bring that up.
Federal holidays.
Darryl, I'm going to stop listening.
10 personal days.
I'm going to stop listening to the program. If every Saturday I have to listen and I have to go through the same aggravation.
Drive with your headlights on, Nick.
Well,
I'll bet your Prius has its headlights on right now.
Darryl, if you don't vote for a school levy, you are a fool. So when you go to
it's not as strong as mine. If you vote for a school levy, you're stupid.
And Darryl, don't you have a problem? You have a problem with us getting people out there to vote. I don't see a problem with us getting out and bringing high school kids to the ballot.
Come on, Nick. Nick, come on, buddy. You're better than that.
What? I'm getting people out to vote. I am getting people out to vote. I don't see anything wrong with that. I don't see anything wrong with that, Darryl.
Nick, when I vote in about 10 days, I am going to have a choice.
You're going to have a choice.
Republican. I am going to have a choice Democrat. I am going to have a choice Independent. I am going to have a choice to write in Nick of Loveland if I wish to write in Nick of Loveland.
Okay.
All right? When you take kids and you're trying to teach them citizenship, and you only give them a sample ballot that contains one side of the story, you don't see anything wrong with that, Nick?
We knew that these kids, these students, were Democrats. We knew.
Okay. Oh, Nick, you're better than this, Nick.
Darryl, are you better than this? First of all, I'm going to stop listening to your programming if you're going to continue on these airways like this. And also, Darryl, I'm going to probably report you to the Board of the Elections.
The Board of Elections?
Yeah, oh yes, because of your stance on these school levies and the way that you use a 50,000-watt flame-throwing radio
Correct.
station to go out.
Left side of the dial.
Well, I don't think
38 states and parts of Canada.
It's one-sided, Darryl. It is one.
I'm going to stop every school levy, Nick. I'm going to stop them. I am going to be. I have been credited by some of stopping the Forest Hills levy, Nick. I will stop others. I will be vigilant. Ride and drive with your headlights on. Show your displeasure. Show that you're going to vote not only no, but hell no. It's 15 in front of 11. I'm Darryl Parks, 700 WLW. Of course, last night, Bearcats fall to South Florida, 38-30 at Nippert Stadium. Today, it's Ohio State taking on Purdue at the Shoe. Georgia at Kentucky tonight at 7:30, and then Miami and Ohio battling at Yager Stadium at 1. 1 this afternoon. Bengals in Atlanta tomorrow. Hear that game coverage beginning at 9:06. Ken Bruin Sunday Morning Sports Talk, 700 WLW. Oh, I have a message to the columnist at the Cincinnati Enquirer, John Kieswetter, who I question still keeps his job. And I want to congratulate him because there was a letter to the editor this past week in the paper. Says John Kieswetter's column about Bill Maher on the 17th went beyond reporting on a local event. His discussion of candidates from their liberal opponents' viewpoint with nothing in refute is unacceptable. I wonder if John's a Democrat, says John Getz of Batavia. John Kieswetter, congratulations. One person reads your column. Very good, John. Excellent. An excellent reporting yesterday, John, calling Doc Thompson Doc Johnson. Excellent. Well done. See, that's what happens when we don't send out a press release. He has difficulty composing sentences if he's just not cutting and pasting from a press release. Said to Mason, here is Carrie, 700 WLW.
Yeah, I was calling Darryl about what your goofy guy Nick said. One of the reasons that school teachers probably, I don't know, my sister's is a dean at a major college, and she said all of the kids that major in elementary ed, they have the lowest SAT and ACT scores of anybody that enters college.
That's kind of a shot there, Carrie.
Yeah,
I think that's kind of stereotypical. I wouldn't say that's the case. No, also, in all seriousness, I think if your true calling is to be a teacher and your true calling is to be an educator, I think that's wonderful. I truly think that's wonderful. The problem is a teacher in the public system, no matter where it is in America, it's like a politician. Once you get there, you're corrupted by the union. It's 9 in front of 11 on the big one, 700 WLW. TV commercial just ran for Steve Driehaus. The commercial was shot in northern Kentucky. Incredible. Steve, stop sending me letters in the 2nd District. And number 2, shoot the commercial in your own district. Oh, Lord. Tax killer Rich Hoffman, anti-Lakota levy. Rich, how are you this morning?
Hi, I'm fantastic. The lights are bright up here in Lakota. Your bat signal is working.
It's not raining in the Westchester area there, according to our caller Pam.
No, not unless you get your talking points from Mr. Little.
Yeah, what's the deal there? Who's paying? By the way, who's paying his consultancy fee for the proponents of the levy?
Well, I'm getting a ton of email on it, considering it went out yesterday at 9:30. I don't know yet because we're digging into that. You have to get to the facts, but I don't know. I mean, you want to say it's Lakota, but it looks now like it may be a higher organization. You know what I mean?
A higher organization?
the more organized union portion of it.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the Catholic Church. I wasn't sure there.
No.
Thought the Archbishop wrote the check.
It might as well be.
That's okay. I mean, hey, look, everybody wants to have their side heard, and if that's his gig, and they're going to pay him a couple of $1,000s to organize the campaign pro Levy, that's okay. But you're kind of doing it grassroots, aren't you?
Oh, we're grassroots. We don't have taxpayer money to go spend money on that kind of thing. You know what made me call? I was going to be nice, and we didn't want to participate in any hate radio, so I wasn't going to call. But I was listening, and
it's not hate radio; it's hostile talk radio.
Oh, hostile. That's right. It's a proper term. My heart was bleeding for poor Nick. I was working in the garage, just sort of buzzing around, and Nick is a victim of people like Mr. Little. Those kind of press releases are used to people like Nick just buying into it. They have no idea how much $100,000 is.
Mm-hmm. Now, Rich, according to the manifesto that was sent out by this David Little, who is the consultant, are you pretending to be Buffalo Bill?
No, I sent him back some pictures of what Buffalo Bill looks like and what I look like, and there's no resemblance.
He claims that this is a bad thing. He claims that you're a wealthy businessman.
Yeah. Well, whatever. I mean, I work hard, and I have about 4 or 5 different jobs, and I'm involved in a lot of things, and I work hard.
And he also claims that you are an anti-government activist.
I'm against large spending. I wouldn't say I'm anti-government.
All
but
right.
that's his spin. There's 4 issues in there he outright lied on.
Well, you see, Rich, here's the deal. Being an anti-government activist, that's okay. That you could be proud of that.
Well, it's in a sensitive environment we have where you say anti-government, it's anti-spending and it's controlled spending. It's being sensible, and if you say anti-government, it sounds like you're anti everything about government, and that's not the case. I am proud of it. Otherwise, I wouldn't be doing it.
Now, Rich, remember, put out the call to all your people on your email list. Drive with the headlights on.
Absolutely.
All right, Rich, have a great weekend, buddy.
All right, you too. See you.
We'll see you. If you live in an area where the school district is going for a levy, drive with the headlights on and show that you're voting no. Make a statement. We're only about 10 days away from Election Day and the possible fleecing of your wallet. News time with Brandy, about a minute away. Eric Dieters at 12:06. Ken Brew with Sports Talk at 3:06 this afternoon on the home of the best Bengals coverage, 700 WLW.